today I thought I'd talk through putting together a new solo act as if I was going to do that myself. Now, I haven't played a solo act in many years. These days I mostly focus on my band and my original music. But if I was going to put together a solo act, these are the steps that I would go through. And starting by asking myself, well, what kind of an act would it be? Starting with the instrumentation, would it just be acoustic guitar and vocals? That's kind of the simplest setup. Would I want to focus on that? And then the follow-up question to that is, well, if it's going to be acoustic guitar and vocals, do I have enough songs that I know or could quickly learn that I could perform with just acoustic guitar and vocals? So that's a question. And then maybe in the next video, I'll get more into my specific song list and break that down. But just the general questions of what kind of an act is it going to be? If not just acoustic guitar, am I going to do electric guitar with backing tracks or maybe a hybrid of both? That's probably the way I would do it instead of doing all or one or the other completely. I would probably do some kind of a mix where some of the songs are with just acoustic guitar and some of the songs have the backing tracks. And then I can play whichever guitar I want to play. And that would give me a wider range of song choices. And maybe even for certain venues, it might be better for the first set to play a little bit quieter music, so just acoustic guitar and vocals, and then maybe the second set come in with the backing tracks and the guitar and rock it up a little bit more. And that just, again, depends on the style of music that you're going to play, but that's the way I would be thinking of it. So, and then starting to think about the technology a little bit more. If I'm going to do backing tracks, how would I actually execute that live? There's all kinds of fancy drum machines that you can buy. There's one called Beat Buddy, and there's a bunch of others that not only do the drum beats, but sometimes you can actually program in a bass line to play along with you. So now you've got a whole rhythm section to play along with your guitar and vocals. Probably the way I would do it would just be to record my own tracks in my home studio. These days, everybody's got a home studio, and it's pretty easy to put together a simple rhythm track to play along with. And you just need to have an iPhone or an iPad or an iPod or some device to play it back when you get live. But those are the sort of the technology, questions you would need to talk through to figure out, well, how are you going to actually execute this when you get out and play live if you're going to have backing tracks? And then you got to think about your equipment, your PA system and stuff like that. We'll talk about that later. But for now, it's mostly a question of figuring out what kind of an act it's going to be. What kind of songs are you going to do? At the very simplest, you could even just do guitar if you're really good at finger picking. You could even do, where you can play the melody along with the rhythm on the guitar. Maybe you're not singing at all. There's people that do that. But more commonly is when you're singing and playing guitar with it. And I mentioned the guitar because that is the most common type of solo act. But there are some keyboard players and other instrumentalists that do solo acts too. But again, you'll need to think about, are you going to get into the backing tracks and try to have that as your rhythm section? Speaking of producing the backing tracks, personally, I like to keep it simple with just bass guitar and drums so that it doesn't feel like I'm just singing along with a karaoke track. Now, not everybody shares that same opinion that I do, but for me, I would rather keep it simple. And then when I'm actually performing, I'll do most of the work so that it feels like I'm actually performing this. I just have a little bit of, accompaniment here instead of having this, whole orchestra behind me. So like I said, once you've kind of figured out what kind of an act you're going to have, the next step probably would be putting together your song list. And you would want to look through and see what songs do you already know, which ones are you confident that you can learn pretty quickly. I think maybe in the next video, I'll bring up my personal song list. These are the songs that I know, but we'll talk about that in the next video. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe. It'll really help out this channel. And if you want to show your support even more, click the link below to pop over to my website where you can get some cool t-shirts and other merch, including my latest album on vinyl and CD. Right now I'm going to play you some of the music from this album to the end of this video. We'll see you next time.
souls in this galaxy.